Well, before we go to my next guest, we have a great clip that's gone viral all over social media. Her name is Councillor Laila Cunningham. She is the Westminster City Council for Reform UK, and she happened to bump into Sadiq Khan strolling around West London. And let's see how that went.
Mr. Khan, I'm a Westminster City Councillor. I just wanted to ask you on your thoughts on knife crime going up by 60% in the past 2 years. No, this is the Met thing. Knife crime 60% up, and you don't care. Nothing to say? Nothing to say? Nothing to say about knife crime going up? 81,000 phones stolen? Nothing, you don't care?
If you want to write in.
If you want to write in, they say. Great. Mr. Khan, will you accept the debate for Nigel? He's being booed as we go inside. So I asked him, he wouldn't speak to me about a 60% increase in knife crime in our city in 2 years. 81,000 phones stolen. He wouldn't talk to me, he looked down on me, he wouldn't even bother answering.
And I'm glad to say Councillor Laila Cunningham, Reform UK Council, Westminster Council, is joining me on the line. Hello, Laila, how are you?
Hi, Jonathan, how are you?
Well, I'm good. And isn't it amazing how petulant and pathetic that little man, and he is a little man, he's got little man energy about him. We all know he must be overcompensating for something else. Because to actually just say to you so pathetically, oh, speak to him as if he's not accountable to someone like you, who is an actual London resident and a councillor in the area that he represents as mayor, on a very serious and important question, doesn't it just show how pathetic he truly is?
It really shows his disdain for normal people. You know, I'm not coming at him with some random fact. I'm coming at him with something that really concerns Londoners, really concerns mums. And just to point out, by the way, some people have said on social media she's some random person. He's in Westminster, the borough that I'm a councillor for, and all he could say was, say hello to Nigel. I'm asking him a serious question that he never addresses knife crime in the city. He doesn't. He acts like it never happened, and he tries to. The word gaslight features a lot, but you know, he just says, oh, everything's fine, actually crime's gone down. Jonathan, I ask you, why isn't there an elite squad to deal with knife crime but only political dissent online?
Well, it's a great question, right? And isn't it embarrassing and infuriating that, like you say, people like you and me are probably on some watch list held by the some Whitehall group that's monitoring us because we dare to say that two-tier policing does exist. There's plenty of evidence for it, and indeed that there are hotels. I remember when I named a hotel in the House of Commons in my constituency, the first one to do it, and was condemned widely by the media as putting people's lives in danger. And I was going, well, what about the lives of the people of places like Stoke-on-Trent? What about the visitors that come to our area where that hotel sat directly opposite the railway station, a gateway to 6 million passengers a year that come to visit or travel to and from our great city? They had every right to know what that hotel was being used for, and in fact the Britannia hotel chain were obviously profiteering off it. I mean, it's amazing, isn't it, when I see him challenged by lots of even Conservative female members of the Greater London Authority. He doesn't half like to roll his eyes, give performative answers, or indeed just interrupt them. And then you rightly say all he can do is point at some other random person that you're meant to go and speak to, or say hi to Nigel. Alex Wilson, the Reform member of the Greater London Assembly, is so rudely treated for asking very legitimate questions. As you say, Sadiq Khan, just grow a backbone. Stop going on other channels being interviewed by your mates like James O'Brien. Anyone could do that kind of interview. Actually answer questions from democratically elected councillors. And how on earth, as you say, Laila, can Sir Mark Rowley, the Met chief, say that London is, quote, a really safe place to live and work? I mean, the data doesn't back that up, does it? The policy exchange this week, Your Money, Your Life, or Your Life, sorry, says something completely different.
I'm sure you noticed in the video, I think he's got a 20-deep security detail, while the rest of us slug it out on the streets with no security, no police, and no protection at all from the mayor. He looks at us and calls us far right, or some people call us dangerous rhetoric, for pointing out the real issues, the real crime issues that are happening on our streets. But listen, if you've got a mayor that removes visible policing, half stop and search, and we heard only 6% of crimes get charged, it's a playground for criminals, and that's what London's become.
Well, yes, just to let people know from that policy exchange report, Your Money or Your Life, which looks into crime under Mayor Khan, we've seen already that Sadiq Khan has previously expressed wanting to stop the overuse, as he would say, of stop and search, and actually statistics show that stop and search is down around 40%, something that we know actually helps the police catch people carrying dangerous weapons. We also know there's a £260 million funding gap for the Metropolitan Police, which has meant that Sadiq Khan is overseeing 1,700 police officers, staff and PCSOs being cut. I mean, what's the feedback from residents when you speak to them, Laila, about life under Mayor Khan?
I haven't met one resident. It's not that they don't like him, it's that they are fuming. And I saw the comments that I got online. Not one comment said, leave him alone, he's great, why are you doing this? The vitriol and the sheer hatred, and I hate to say this for an elected politician, and it's got nothing, it's not with him personally, I think, it's what he's done to our city. He's totally deprioritized crime. And if it continues under Sadiq Khan, we're going to see it be like San Francisco. And London's one of the greatest cities in the world, if not the greatest. And it used to be the safest. But you know, and he's very, you know, when he wants to get something done, he will. I know if I go into central London, I better pay that ULEZ charge, or else I'm going to pay double or triple in a few days' time. I want that same kind of focus that he focuses on punishing motorists. I want him to focus on punishing criminals. Sadly, he's not. And
to back you up again, Laila, the Policy Exchange report says that under Sadiq Khan, when he came in roughly around office in 2015-16, there was 9,000 knife crimes that took place. That went up to 14,680 by 2019-20, and in 2024 hit 16,879, an 86% increase over the 2014-15 levels. How on earth does he think he can dodge scrutiny? Lawless London is a real thing, isn't it?
Definitely. You know, if I was Sadiq Khan, I would have an elite force. I would flood knife crime hotspots with police officers. You say, and he says he doesn't have enough resources, but you know, the police had time to log 15,000 non-hate crimes, right? So the resources are there. How much money is he making off ULEZ? Where's that money going? He's cutting all park police. In November. In fact, a resident just texted me saying that her son was attacked for his phone while riding a bike in the park, and that's just going to become normal. Where is he spending all our money? It's a dereliction of duty. One of his prime roles is to protect us. He is the police and crime commissioner, and he's failed abysmally. He's failed the policemen as well, because when you cut police officers, so my safer neighborhood was 10, now it's one officer. They get the complaints, they get the brunt, and they get blamed, and it's not fair. He's not supporting our officers.
Is there a case, do you think, for, because London has become so lawless under Mayor Khan, that actually he should lose the ability to be the commissioner for the Metropolitan Police, because ultimately he's failed in his duty, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, if that was a possibility, I think that would be great, because he's failed the police. And in failing the police, he's failed the public that voted for him, and that's paying for his taxes. He's failed us. No one who walks London now feels safer. No child, no teenager, no mother. And that's not the London we want. That's not the London that we had, right? With every year that he's mayor, I feel London becomes less safe. And let me tell you something, Jonathan. Come the mayor elections, you know, there are councillors calling him out, and every councillor that doesn't call him out is propping him up, right? And people need to know that. The only way to get rid of Sadiq Khan is to call him out, and every councillor that doesn't, come in May, is propping him up.
I think those London borough elections that we're going to see all out in May 2026 is going to be quite extraordinary, and I think Sadiq Khan is going to probably come to some idea that maybe he won't run again for another term, because he'll probably see the electoral reality heading his way. Councillor Laila Cunningham, Reform UK, Westminster City Council, thank you so much for joining us there today. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think?